out. But before we go into our final run, shout out to the Gen 1 fans in attendance and me and like 5 people in the world whose favorite Pokemon just happens to be Magmar. I forgot to mention that earlier, but my boy Magmar is here, and we're going to introduce our final run, which is going to be Pokemon trading card game, any percent glitchless with Toronite. So hello, friend.
Hello, everybody. Asuka, thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's always good to be here on GDQ Hotfix showcasing this game off. At this point, I think it's like my 5th time showcasing this game on GDQ, which I'm more than happy to do so. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Toronite. I run this game quite extensively, a lot. So it's going to be a fun time. One thing I want to appreciate is the fact that we are... First of all, we have everybody Bulbasaur with a little bit of a spoiler warning already as to kind of what we're going to go for. But I also want to appreciate all the wonderful Pokemon speedrunning community. We've had some fantastic runs, and there are going to be some stuff that it's going to, if you've been sticking around from the start of the show, you're going to see a little bit of deja vu. But without further ado, we're going to start our run, and obviously we need to name our character. This time, not Hotfix. We're going to name, I think this is fine, right? Express. I think that's how you spell express.
It's the express form of express. It counts.
Yeah, that counts. Okay. All right. We are ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Pokemon TCG. For anyone who doesn't know what this game is, it is the trading card. It's basically Gen 1 red, blue, but in trading card form. So it's there's a lot of really cool things about this game. Not just from the speed, trust me, the speed of this game is gonna be unreal. You want to talk about express? Oh my god, it's gonna be quite a ride. So one thing that we're gonna do, what we love to show this off in marathon style runs, is we're gonna cheat a little bit, and by that I mean, okay, so this category is called any percent glitchless. Normally we would start off with a run with a save file after the tutorial. The tutorial is 8 minutes long. We ain't got 8 minutes to go for an entire tutorial. So we're gonna do something really cool that we all love to show off here at GDQ. Something, a cool little glitch called Dual Escape. What it basically does is you essentially press certain buttons at a specific frame in the middle of a duel. And when you do so, you automatically win the duel. And you can essentially use this glitch to beat the game in 20 minutes.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Where was this when I was a kid?
It's funny. So this game is available on the Switch 2 Virtual Console. You can actually, this glitch is still doable on those systems. It is also doable on original Game Boy Color versions. You cannot do this glitch on the 3DS Virtual Console port, and you also cannot do this on Japanese versions of this game. So there's a little bit of a caveat with a lot of different things. However, this obviously is the correct version of the game where we want to actually execute this glitch. So obviously you're gonna see a lot of the menu and everything is gone. It's an absolute crawl. And the cool thing about getting to show this off is that we don't have to do the tutorial, because if you mess up one thing at any point in the tutorial, you lose like 30 seconds. So let's not do that. So I'm gonna execute this and see. So we go select, then down A, and then we press this little menu. There we go. Boom. And that is Dual Escape. You automatically win and you beat the tutorial. Like, it's that simple. You can do this with any duel against any opponent in the entire game, and you can, like I said, you can beat the game in 20 seconds. It's unreal. But now we're actually gonna now start the run, like actually now begin to do things. So here's the thing: we have 3 decks. I think it's kind of obvious that we're gonna pick Bulbasaur. Unfortunately, I was gonna make a joke that we're gonna pick the Trico. But however, we're keeping in theme with grass starters being a being the starter of choice tonight. So we're gonna first do. We're gonna skip all the animations. We're gonna go fast text. Now we're gonna do something that I like to say, that I like to show off also. This is a special form of RNG manipulation that we do at the start of a run. When we soft reset the game, basically a global frame rule is frame counter is showing off. So if we wait this, it should hopefully give us a Hitmonchan. No, not a Hitmonchan, it's a Scyther. I was a couple of frames early on that one. But yeah, basically, we get a free booster pack, and that free booster pack, there is a 5-frame window at about 17.1 seconds, where if we hit the read mail and see if I can hit it this time, that feels good. Really, that was a frame late, I believe. Okay, we're giving it one more go. It's not important, I believe. Okay, we're giving it one more go. It's not important, but I do love showing it off. If you just hit it one time, if you hit the read mail option one time, we are able to get a free Hitmonchan, which is honestly very vital. That also feels pretty good. There we go. There we go. First try. Yeah. Ignore all those were was me showing off what it's like to fail this RNG manipulation. That's that's what we're gonna keep it at. The early game. Hitmonchan is essentially going to be our ace for almost half, if not a little over half of the battles that we're going to encounter through this game. And because of that, it's always better to have 2 instead of 1, because the way this game works is the following. You basically have a team of Pokemon you put out throughout the entire duel, and when you do so, you want to be able to knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon. And because of that, we want to make sure that we at least have we have 1 or 2 Pokemon, that at the very least we can, let's see. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. So we want to make sure that we at least have 2 Pokemon, because the way Pokemon TCG works is the following. We have prize cards. Those prize cards are basically rewards we get for knocking out our opponent's Pokemon. Most duels are going to be 4 prize cards, and some duels are going to be, 3. Boss fights are going to be 6. You win by automatically taking all of the prize cards. However, if you're able to knock out your opponent's Pokemon, all of your opponent's Pokemon before getting to that point, you automatically win the duel. So we want to aim for a first turn. Oh my god, beautiful first turn win right there. So normally we would need to knock out 4 Pokemon, but because she's done with the she doesn't have any other Pokemon, we automatically win. And let's see what our booster pack rewards. We get a Scyther. That is nice. Scyther is actually going to be pretty nice, actually. But yeah, you kind of already saw the speed of how these duels are going, and believe me, it's going to be like this throughout the entire run, and it is going to be a fun ride. Having a first turn win against the first fight, which can be really annoying, it's actually really good. So thankfully, the way with Hitmonchan, especially in the early games of Pokemon TCG, there's not a lot of variety. However, Hitmonchan has 70 HP, which is a lot for a basic Pokemon. It can do 20 damage with 1 energy attack, which is basically your resources for throughout the entire in order to attack. So we want to make sure that we have energy to give to our lovely Hitmonchan, which is why at the start of the run, after I did the manipulation, the RNG manipulation to get us a second Hitmonchan, we went and talked to an NPC and kind of did a little bit of trickery with the deck to give us essentially 20 free fighting energy, which is going to be vitally important. But yeah, I am excited to see. Everybody loves Pokemon TCG. I especially love it. Oscar, I don't know about you, but I adored playing this game. Not just this game, but the real life TCG when I was growing up. And by the way, you're gonna love this story, Oscar. So,
sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hello, Magmar. Bye, Magmar. Anyways.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it, Oscar.
Fair.
By the way, that was supposed to be one of the hardest fights in the early game. This is going, as far as the dueling is concerned, this has been an exceptional start. Which of course it means it's gonna be a mess immediately afterwards, and I'm gonna eat crow. That's just how it is with this game. Except
it's marathon luck in general.
Except what is going on? This is in first try, the first 4 duels, no resets whatsoever. What is going on? Okay, this is All right, game. This RNG is, or not RNG, well, a little bit of RNG, but also this is going really, really well. Oh, well, there we go. That's the first reset. Zapdos. Oof. So the thing that I was a little bit confused about having, not needing to reset at all in the first few duels is the fact that there's a lot of Pokemon that resist Hitmonchan. I haven't really gotten much to talk about resistances and weaknesses, but they operate a little bit differently in the TCG. So with Pokemon TCG, or at least back in 1998, if you hit a Pokemon for their weakness, you do double damage. If you hit a Pokemon with that is resistant to the type, by the way, it's not just a straight up, rock beats scissor, scissor beats paper. Every Pokemon has their own individual weakness and resistances. If you hit for resistance, you subtract 30. So there's a lot of Pokemon in the early game that are weak to Hitmonchan, but there's the occasional Pokemon that is resistant, and we want to avoid that. That is a computer search. That is... Wow, that is an incredibly good card. That is one of the best cards in the entire game. Basically, you discard 2 cards, and you get to add any card from the deck and add it to your hand. Let me repeat that.
Oh.
Any card.
Oh.
That's OP. It's exceptionally OP. Now, I might have to reset this one depending on what happens. Okay, I'm gonna I'm hesitant to keep this going because it's a bit slow, but you know what? Oh boy, this will be fun. Let's see if we go. Oh no. Oh no. Flip until tails appears. There we go. Oh my god. 4 straight coin flips, landing heads. By the way, you want to know what the odds of that? Of 4 straight coin flips landing heads, it's 6.25%. I know, I've experienced these odds way too much.
Oh no. Yeah, no,
I'm curious, for people who have played this game before and encountered this Geodude, I'm curious to see what are the odds, or what is the longest you've had in dealing with that kind of RNG. My record is 8 coin. Oops, I accidentally. That's fine. My record is 8 straight coin flips landing heads. 8. I think that's like I could be wrong, but I think it's like a less than 1% chance. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Oh, and just enough to knock out Hitmonchan. Cool, thanks. I appreciate it.
It knows.
Yeah, this is why I was afraid to kind of keep this fight going, because I was afraid this RNG was gonna. But at the same time, like, this RNG and booster pack rewards in the coin flips are confusing me. I got 2 computer searches. That is like a less than, maybe like a 1%, maybe less than 1% chance of that happening. I cannot remember the last time I had 2 computer searches at this point in the run, or at any point in a run. This is gonna set us up really nicely for the remainder of the run, especially in the late game.
So you just had to pay the coin flip tax to get it.
Yeah, all I had to do was go. It was had two separate instances of stuff. Probability of less than in the single digits. So of course it always happens. That's how it be with this game sometimes. Pokemon TCG giveth and it taketh. Oh, by the way, Oscar, you're gonna love this story that I had. So, grew up in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Everybody loved the Pokemon TCG. I mean, everywhere in the world loves this game. The card game, the Game Boy Color game, etc. In my school, I named myself our school's gym leader, quote unquote, and so my gym badge was random bottle caps I would find, and then I would just put like on magic marker, like my initials. And then what I would do, and we had a rule, I made like a special rule, which in hindsight, if you once people who know the Pokemon TCG, when I tell you this rule, you're gonna look at me like, what are you doing? That is a dumb rule. You know how I've mentioned that we have energy requirements to be able to attack at all. You know, it's to keep, put a little bit of balance on the game. Stronger Pokemon need more energy to attack and everything. My rule was that you don't need energy to attack, not even once. Ooh, yeah, that is the reset right there. Scyther resists fighting. It only resists fighting, which is really weird. But yeah, I also didn't know how to construct the deck. So imagine me just basically being like, okay, they don't need to use energy cards. It's fine. It was the worst decision I could have done. But I was a terrible gym leader. Let me tell you, I was awful at it. Okay, I'm resetting that one because I was not expecting Amanda to have 2 potions to heal, so I'm just gonna go for full-on barrage of attacks here. Oh my god. So the Amanda fight is a really, really strange fight. So Amanda has, by the way, she's a water club trainer, and her ace is Scyther. Her other ace is Wigglytuff. Explain that to me first, by the way. And normally, obviously, you think Charmander. Well, why Charmander? You're in the water club. Well, the thing is, Scyther is a very, very common lead for Amanda. And so we have this sort of weird hybrid deck with Charmander and Hitmonchan to sort of basically deal like Charmander's for Scyther and Hitmonchan is for Wigglytuff and even Poliwag as well. But thankfully, we went for that relatively painlessly. And now comes one of my favorite parts of the run is showing off. I mean, the music so far, I'm sure everybody already appreciates how good the music is in this game. Oh, we're gonna kick it into overdrive here because the the boss music in this game is, it's incredible. Let me see if there's any other cards I can add that don't require. Super Potion might actually be useful down the road. So I'll just add it right now. So this is the boss music. I'm gonna shut up for about 10 seconds, for about half a minute while you all appreciate this boss music. It's such good music. I gotta tell you, it's incredible. Like, they really outdid themselves with this game, with the soundtrack of this game. And it's actually a bit of a shame we're not going to be able to listen to every single track in the game because there's a couple of overworld tracks and a couple of boss tracks that we're not going to be able to see because it's 80% glitchless, not other categories like all battles. But but the music that we're already listening, it's so good. And while
I'm just totally vibing out over here.
No,
Don't mind me.
The music is just absolutely incredible. Here's a fun little fact about the bosses. So by the way, this is Gene. Obviously, the boss music kind of indicates, yeah, this is not a normal fight. Now, here's a fun little fact about bosses in this game. They cheat. Like, they are literally programmed to cheat. You know when you you are required in Pokemon to, when your opening hand must have a basic Pokemon, otherwise you can't even start. You can't even start a battle. The game has it programmed to where bosses will always have at least 2 basic Pokemon. So you will never, under normal circumstances, ever have an encounter where you can potentially win on turn 1 against a boss. Now, I do say under normal circumstances. We'll get into the not so normal circumstances later on in the run, but the boss fights are obviously going to take a while because 1, they are 6 prizes long instead of the usual 4. The other is that they will always have at least 2 Pokemon. But thankfully, this run has been going pretty darn solid for me. So knock on wood that everything's going to be fine. By the way, here's a fun little fact about this Pidgey. This Pidgey is one of 2 ways, technically also Pidgeotto. And it's not because it's Pidgey or Pidgeotto, but it's because they have the move Whirlwind. If you're able to do certain inputs and you use the dual escape glitch that I showed off at the start, let's see if this is gonna land hands. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Let's see if I can manipulate this coin flipped and see if I can get perfect. Okay, I'll get into my point about that Whirlwind in just a second, but what I just did is a special kind of RNG manipulation in this game. So, as I said at the start of the run, everything is dictated by a global frame counter that is dictating everything. So, I'm not going to use the bus analogy that everyone is familiar with. I'm going to use a different kind of bus analogy. It's not so much that, hey, there's going to be a bus at certain intervals. No, every single frame, there is a new bus taking you to a new place and you don't know where that's going to take you. However, the only instance where the frame is frozen, for lack of a better word, is during duels. Meaning, you can, if you see something happen, like a coin flip landing a certain way, it will generally always go in that direction. So, what we did just then was unfreeze the RNG. There are certain actions you can do in a duel where you can actually unfreeze the RNG and get to the next frame. And by doing so, you can essentially re-randomize everything. I used that Pokeball just a second ago to waste away that coin flip that landed tails because I knew it was going to land tails. So what I did was waste away that coin flip and re-rolled the RNG. So now we actually made it so that we won that duel against that Zubat. But yeah, that Whirlwind from that Pidgeotto, if you're able to do certain button inputs correctly, you can that is actually how you can execute a wrong warp to go to the credits, if memory serves me correctly, meaning you can beat the game in, remember when I said you can beat the game in 20 minutes? That method, that would be it? You can beat it in like 5 minutes.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, this game has and it's funny, the wrong warp method that gets you all the way to, basically gets you, oh, that is not what I want to happen. That is that was quite a lot to deal with. Do I have a, no, I don't. So let's see if I can paralyze him. Okay, at least that's something. So it's interesting because that discovery was actually relatively recent. It was, I think it was discovered in, I want to say 2020, like the day after, like during COVID is when this got discovered. So it's amazing how like 2 decades after this game was released, boom, there's still more discoveries about this game.
That is absolutely wild. I love it.
Yeah, no, this game, it's fundamentally, it's a very, very good game that honestly it's near to my heart. This is actually the very first game I've grinded in terms of speedrunning, and I can't say I regret that decision because this has been, I'm on GDQ. I'm with my friend Oscar. We're on GDQ. We're on Express Lane. It's a fun time.
And we'd love to have you here.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to all the runs that we've had so far tonight, it was just, I was watching, while I was just here in the office, just mentally preparing for this run. And it was just a delight. So hopefully we'll be able to cap off with another great run, which so far has been actually pretty solid. So Amy's the water club trainer, and Amy's kind of an interesting fight. Really, what's important is figuring out your opening hand. You want to try to get good trainer cards, so stuff like full heals, potions, defenders are vital to winning this duel. And another thing that's very vital is making sure your Electabuzz coin flips actually land heads, and you paralyze your opponent instead of the other way around. Squirtle can paralyze you. Go figure. I don't know why. From Bubble of all things. Yeah, Bubble can paralyze. The Water Club has a lot of really interesting things. It was when I first was running this game, I learned one really just bizarre thing. Do you remember when I said every single Pokemon has their own individual weakness and resistances, right?
Right.
You know Magikarp, right? It's one of the most famous Pokemon or infamous Pokemon in the game for how weak it is. You know, its weakness is electric. Well, in this game, it's called lightning, not electric. I don't know why. Gyarados is water flying. Normally, you would think, okay, 4 times weakness to electric in the main games. Would you like to guess what its weakness is?
No, but probably not electric.
Grass.
What? No.
Yeah. It's absolutely weak to grass. I love throwing that fact out into to people who are experiencing this game because of how just absurd some of these methods are. Okay, so we got Ronald. This is our rival. He's basically blue. Okay, we have Magnemite. He's gonna knock out this seal. We are gonna go off to the races. Oh. Well then.
Oh.
You know what? It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. You know what? Magnemite tried his best. We're gonna get another shot. I think Magnemite's gonna be able to overcome the odds next time around. He's our rival, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. If we lose, that's not the end of the world. Well, we'll have it. Like I said, we're gonna have another shot, and this is kind of now where the fun part's gonna begin of the run, because from this point onward, almost entirely, it's gonna be a boss rush.
Oh.
So I believe, if memory serves me correctly, I believe we have. Let's see. I'm trying to think off the top of my head while trying to do this run. We have only 2 non-boss fights remaining. After that, everything else is a boss fight from this point onwards.
Jeez.
Which means you'll get to enjoy the wonderful music this game has to offer. See, Magnemite, there we go. You're trying. It's trying. You know what? Give credit to Magnemite. Chad, everybody give credit to Magnemite where credit is due. He's trying his best, both on my side and on the opponent's side of things, with self-destruct. One of these days, it's gonna work. Magnemite is gonna work. I don't know how, but it's gonna work.
It'll find a way.
Yeah. Life finds a way. Yeah, so this little segment is kind of pretty much a really fun segment in terms of the boss rush, because all you're going through is just Ductrio. Well, we didn't actually play Ductrio because Isaac only has lightning Pokemon and a Kangaskhan and Tauros, but basically Diglett himself can knock out every single Pokemon this guide has to offer. And then we have Ken, who is a fire, quote unquote, the fire club leader. You're gonna see probably not as much fire as one would think. Already starting off with Jigglypuff. Yeah, very notorious fire type Pokemon, I might add.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you also notice
Charizard wishes.
For a brief moment, you may have noticed that Wow, that is 4 straight coin flips, I think. 4 straight coin flips that landed tails.
Oh, jeez.
That is fine. That's fine. Because we have the trio. And evolution cures all status ailments. So we have absolutely no problem. Hey, I don't know if you saw for a brief second, Oscar, but there's your guy, base said Magmar.
Yep, I did.
All right, Magmar is an absolute unit. If it ever gets a chance to attack, I feel so bad. We've seen it.
It's just staring there angrily.
Seen it twice, and both instances I knocked it out in one hit. I feel a little bad.
I get it for the sake of speed. Fine.
All right, let's see if this Toro's okay. Ken Ken's gonna lose this turn. I don't know why he had to do all that setup. That's fine. Not the end of the world. That's not the fight I'm worried about. The next boss fight is infamous among speedrunners for a variety of reasons. Murray is our psychic gym leader. He operates very similarly to Ken, where he just has a lot of bulky, like normal type Pokemon. However, there's one tiny little wrinkle, and that is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has the ability of a passive ability that is active basically at all times, where any move that does more than 20 damage automatically is nullified. So that is kind of where things starts to get a tiny bit dicey. And we want to try to make sure that we are not put in a position where things can potentially go very, very wrong. Okay, so Hitmonchan is there. I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to overextend and try to see if I can knock out the Abra early. But yeah, these chances are going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. But thankfully, we are. Oh, there's a Mr. Mime. Okay, that's actually fine. That's actually really, really fine. Because, so the way Murray operates in this game is a little bit differently. If Murray sees that there is a Pokemon that, a fighting type Pokemon, it kind of operates a little bit similar to Gen 1 rules, where I see a type that conventionally I can beat out. Then let me try to see if I can take it out. Well, normally if it sees any fighting type Pokemon, Murray will actually force his psychic type Pokemon to try and to confront it, even if the matchup actually makes 0 sense. So you kind of saw right there, Mr. Mime had no way of attacking, but still brought it out because fighting type. Normally fighting types are weak to psychic. So. And also this is also the other thing with Murray. He is the only leader in the entire game, the only gym leader where he has a medal count, meaning that you kind of see right there. Yeah, he had an Abra. No, he couldn't do anything with it, but he sees Hitmonchan and like, locked in on the Hitmonchan. And basically make massive amounts of misplays. But he is the only leader with a medal count, meaning that after 4 medals, you are allowed to challenge him, which for routing purposes has made routing this game an absolute nightmare at times. I cannot tell you how many times myself and other runners of this game have thought of, oh my god, this is a cool new route that we can think of, and then we come to the conclusion, but Murray, and it just immediately stops it dead in our tracks. But now that we got 5 medals, Chad, Asuka, say hi to our little friend, Magnemite. I swear we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make the Magnemite boom strat work. Chad, do you believe? Asuka, do you believe? All right, so we're now seeing how it will work. Okay, we have Magnemite, obviously. and hopefully the Magnemite Boom strat becomes a big success. Oh no, we got paralyzed. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Magnemite, no! Oh no. Poor Magnemite. Hardly knew ye. Couldn't even pull off the self-destruct strat. So unfortunate. That is fine. Okay, if it wasn't made abundantly clear, the way the rival fights work in this game is a little bit differently. So the way it works is after 2 medals and after 5 medals, you fight Ronald. Progress is not affected whatsoever in this game. So we basically try to use a strat that makes us lose on purpose for the purposes of speed, because when we beat Ronald, first of all, it's a boss fight, so automatically it's already a 6 prize card, so that's already gonna take forever. So what's gonna happen is we use Magnemite to use self-destruct to just automatically win, and boom, we are off to the races. Okay, this is a little dicey. Mewtwo is a phenomenal Pokemon. However, this is, I might actually want to reset here because I only have 30 HP left, so I'm hopeful to get at least some form of recovery. Yeah, I'm resetting. That's unfortunate. Yeah. With Mitch, it is a bit of he has a lot of high-powered Pokemon. Mewtwo can sweep everything provided it gets time to set up. And we're going second, and yeah, I'm gonna reset on that one too. But yeah, hopefully everybody's been enjoying this wonderful game so far.
It's honestly been like just fun watching, knowing how slow it took me to get through this game originally. how long it took me, because I was so much better at the trading card, like the cardboard paper version than the digital one. Version. It's like the card version, exactly. Well, these days.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh. I play Yu-Gi-Oh, and oh my God, some of these cards are beyond it. There are cards that cost several $100s.
It's wild. It's
unreal.
It's absolutely wild.
Funny enough, if you asked me to play even this version of the game, like against a real life person who actually, plays the game, I'm just gonna say it outright. I'm terrible at actually playing the game as intended. I am actually awful. Like, just the absolute worst when it comes to that. I'm just like, can I just do the dual escape glitch and I automatically win? Okay, thanks, bye. We actually didn't discuss this, but if you notice, we have 7 Pokemon types in this game. Grass, Fire, Water, Lightning, Fighting, Psychic, and Colorless, which is essentially normal types. There are 8 metals. Would you like to know type number 8? Science. Everyone's favorite Pokemon type, the Science Club. There were so few types in 1998 TCG that they had to literally invent a new type for the purposes of the gym.
Which is just it's just a collection of just random Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they do make an effort to keep to the theme, like Grimer, Coughing, Porygon, Mewtwo. There is a line. There's a follow through line. It's not amazing, but you can see they were trying for sure.
Right.
All right. Let's see. This. I actually was gonna lose. How about I don't lose? But that's the cool thing about resetting is that it resets to your last action, meaning that you can go back in time and change fate and avoid a loss like I was about to take.
It's like it never.
You know, it's like it never happened. Think of it as like you're going through like an like alternate reality. You know, like an alternate universe.
That's
You
fair.
get a glimpse of like a different timeline where, you know, a timeline where Toronite absolutely laid an egg and lost to Rick, but this is not that timeline. All right, now it's on to the last two non-boss fights. The last four technically last five, have all been boss fights. But now we are off to essentially like, it's not a boss fight, but it's kind of a boss fight because of how tough this. Oh, we have Mewtwo. You know what? I'm actually gonna. All right, this is gonna sound tragic, but this Abra is going to be, unfortunately, a sacrificial lamb.
Oh no!
Because, so here's the thing. I was originally gonna aim for like, okay, maybe I'll go for Kadabra. You know, I think that'd be really cool to get a Kadabra in. However, what I did was I used that Pokeball and I was fishing out what was in the, what was gonna be at the top of the deck as well. So the way the deck is structured, the top card is always going to be the next card you're going to draw. So you already know, okay, if I don't do anything, what if I kept this and decided, okay, let's see if I can, okay, I may regret this decision, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, no, I think we're going to be fine. So I saw that Mewtwo was at the very top of the pile, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Then I will just simply keep it rolling and try to see if I can do a sweep with Mewtwo. However, we do have Kadabra, so if something happens to our beloved Mewtwo, that's fine. Not gonna be the end of the world because we already have a Kadabra. Now we could just avoid being stun locked. Oh, Brittany. Brittany is a fight. It's definitely a fight of all time. I think at this point I'm gonna hit. Okay. Now when I was prepared to lose Mewtwo, I'm like, okay, no, you're good. Yeah, this game's funny sometimes.
Also, like how there's a debate in chat right now. Is basically is Abra a fox or a cat?
I'm gonna say cat. I'm gonna say cat.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, we'll go with cat.
All right. Now, drum roll, please. Do we get to add base Ed Magmar to the... Yes, we do. We do add base Ed Magmar.
Yay!
All right. Now, I'm adding it for extra firepower, but actually, I'm hoping I actually don't draw Magmar because the Pokemon that we also added, Ponyta and Rapidash, we actually want to try and get a Ponyta and see if we can get an FTK right here with the... Okay, a Gambler. That's actually not bad. Okay, this is a pretty solid deck for the end game for sure. If I can get Ponyta and a double colorless energy, which we do. Nice. There's gonna be a Licky Tongue in the bag, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Oh, that was the hand was literally perfect. It was perfect for me to get a first turn win.
Oh no!
It was perfect.
Except for Licky Tongue.
We have Ponyta. I think I may have made the wrong decision. Actually, no, I did not make the wrong call. You know, let's see. Does Magmar get to actually attack? Please, does Magmar get to finally attack for once in this? Oh, hello, Vileplume. Was not expecting to see you at any point. Oh, there's Lickitung again. That is... Ooh, Pedal Dance. That is going to be quite annoying. Is it really going to miss all three? It missed all three coin flips! And it confused itself. Oh, I love this game sometimes. I love this game sometimes.
I love it.
Oh my god. Wait, that's 4 coin flips. 4 straight coin flips ending tails. Oh my god.
The power of Magmar.
Oh my, yeah. The streak's over. You know what? It was fun while it lasted.
Yep.
And oh, did I just... Nope. I didn't make a misplay. You made a misplay. I didn't make a misplay.
Everything
is fine. Everything's hunky dory. The grass club is typically an easy club, but when you kind of get into RNG messes such as these with the coin flips, yeah, it can be quite annoying for sure. All right, would you believe it if I told you we're only 6 fights away from actually beating the game? We only have 6 left.
Oh.
However,
well then.
Now to conquer the grass club, we got to leave the grass cup because the gym leader is all the way over here. Basically, we have to beat all 3 of the club trainers, and then we unlock the gym leader. And the gym leader was like, "Oh, that's right. I need to go back to my gym. All right, let's go." This is completely freaking.
Oh my goodness.
All right, this is interesting. We'll see what happens here. Not in love with this. I'm gonna reset. Yeah, I'm gonna reset. Was not in love with that opening hand and going second and likely getting paralyzed first turn. Yeah, there was a repency. Yeah, no, that was the right. Yeah, resetting was the right call because now I can evolve to Rapidash on turn 2 if I want to, but I'm not gonna because I'm saving that evolution for when I absolutely need it. So either when I'm about to get knocked out, or if I'm going to. Or if I'm actually gonna get KO'd. But at this point, yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. As long as she doesn't keep adding more Pokemon. Or mine, we're good, yeah. And just like that, we have gotten all 8 medals. And now we can actually go and challenge the Pokemon Dome. And we got about 15 and a half minutes to do it. Okay. Pace is good. This is a decent pace, so I feel good. Now, I'm not in love with the fact that I only have 1 Ductrio, which is the win condition for the end game. But we do have 1, and we have 2 computer. We have a lot of Pokemon, a lot of cards that can search out Ductrio, so I'm not worried. But before we get to Ductrio, let's see what our water. Okay, we have 2 Seal, 3 Dugongs. I have 1 Articuno. 3 Magikarps, 1 Gyarados. Okay, I'm sticking with Seal and Dugong. 3 Dugongs is enough to make me feel safe. So here's a fun little quirk about the Elite Four or the Pokemon Dome or the Grandmaster, whatever you want to call them. They have cards. You want to talk about bosses cheating? They have cards where their special abilities, their Pokemon powers that they're called. Some of them are so overpowered that none of these cards were ever actually printed in real life. Because it uses elements of RNG and randomness that the actual TCG never took into account. As you saw, you may have, it was a blink. I'm gonna have to resend it, but this was a terrible opening hand. It was a blink and you miss it, but she had Moltres. When Moltres is played on the field, you automatically add at random 1 to 4 fire energy to your hand. Like, that's.
Oh,
and that's not even not even the worst one. It's that after this fight is where things actually can go horrible. As in, you could very well lose before you have your first turn. That's how bad that one in particular is. But we'll worry about that when we get there. And knowing this with some of the RNG on here we've had on display, I can very much see us taking a couple of L's. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, we have plus power and we have another. Oh, you have Dugong. Okay, yeah, no, we're in the clear. We are 1000% in the clear. We kind of already got a win condition right now. Okay, we have. Do we want to? Yeah, I'm gonna. This might be overextending, but it's fine. I want to knock out that Growlithe right now because I don't want to take unnecessary damage. Moltres could be potentially annoying. However, we have energy removal, so I'm not worried at all because we're gonna evolve to Dugong, and just like that, we basically won the duel with Dugong. Dugong is an absolute unit. It can do 50 damage on just 3 energy cards, And there's kind of no answer to Dugong once you have it out on the field. Except stalling and stalling and stalling and stalling, which is what Courtney is doing. But if she doesn't add another Pokemon, we are good. Yeah, we win. Yeah, even if it manages to attack us, we're still gonna live with 10 HP, so we are absolutely fine.
Nice.
All right, here comes... Ooh, Steve. I'm gonna chill just saying that, Steve.
Such a formidable name, Steve.
Here's the reason why. Steve is the lightning guy of the Elite Four. Wait, do I still have two? Okay, no. I thought for a second I had the double colorless energy still in here. Okay, so here's the thing with Steve. Steve has Zapdos, which when played on the field will inflict 30 damage to any random Pokemon out on the field, bypassing weaknesses and resistances. Diglett has 30 HP. Peal of Thunder, Zapdos' special ability, does 30. So if I go second, or if I am unable to evolve to the trio. Oh my god, wow. Okay, we got bailed out there. We almost took an L right there. If I didn't evolve into the trio before it gets knocked out, congratulations, you automatically lose the duel. Automatically.
What?
You automatically lose. If, like, with the way we constructed this deck, yes. That is unfortunately how it works. Because Diglett has... Please tell me it's in here. No way. Alright, time to introduce one of my favorite things about Pokemon TCG speedrunning. A fun little thing we like to call prize scumming. So, prizes are static. They will appear... Oh, never mind. That was on the first one. Oh, thank goodness. That was a potential 45-second time loss if we got really unlucky. So the prize cards that we get at the start of the duel, those are cards that actually come from our deck. So if we didn't see the trio in the deck, that means it's one of the prize cards. So all we have to do is just look for every single prize card until we search for it. With my luck, more often than not, it's usually the very last one or the second to last one. So I lose 30 to 40 seconds at least just from consistently resetting. Knock out the opponent, look up the prize card, reset again, accidentally do a double input and look up the same prize card again. Reset again, lose another 10 seconds when that happens.
Oh, jeez. That sounds fun.
Oh, absolutely.
With like 5 sets of quotes.
Oh, yeah. By the way, you want to know, you want to talk fun? This is the hardest fight in the game coming up right now. Jack. Jack has every single negative thing you want to see in an opponent in a speed run. It got bulky Pokemon for just to be able to stall. It's got a lot of high power Pokemon like Dugong and Lapras and Articuno that can do a ton of damage. Do I have... Okay, is Dugong even in the... You gotta be kidding me. Okay, I'm resetting on that one. Are you telling me it was on the prize pool again? That's... Okay, that's fantastic. It also has a lot of Pokemon that can also inflict status, like Lapras and Articuno. Okay, finally, it's in the deck. Finally.
Nice.
So let's see if we can RNG manipulate our way onto here. Okay. It shuffled the deck and made the trio actually appear deeper into the deck. That's actually fun. Let's see. Ooh, okay. This is potentially setting up things really, really nicely. Okay, we're gonna go for a strat called AJ strat. Where basically we are purposefully doing weaker attacks. We could have done 60 damage to Chansey right there. Come on, don't evolve, don't evolve. Jack, you don't have Dugong. You don't have Dugong. Jack, you don't have Dugong. Jack, you don't have Dugong, please. Please. Jack, you don't have Dugong, right? Stop! Just do an attack.
Oh my god.
Okay, you don't have Dugong.
What?
Okay. Oh my god, that was a nightmare. Okay, I'm gonna land head, so I'm going to bank on this potentially giving me full heal. It did. Okay. Normally, when it was setting up a seal like that, more often than not, it actually has a Dugong. But thankfully, he bricked real bad. Like, I gotta be honest, like, Jack could have built a house of all those bricks he was getting, because he had a million ways to try and fish out a Dugong, and he just couldn't. And now he doesn't have his win condition just essentially lost. Oh, there's a...
He was trying to will it in existence.
Yeah. Oh my god, this Articuno. That, by the way, that's the legendary Articuno. Every time it's played on the field, flip a coin. If it lands head, your opponent is paralyzed. Oh yeah, we just won. We won. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. But the way Jack operates things, it's a little bit bizarre. He has a card called Scoopa, which basically fishes out a Pokemon from your bench, and basically allows him to reuse Articuno and the paralysis effect whenever he wants, multiple times a turn. And by the way, that doesn't take over your actual attack, so you can still do a ton of damage. I'm gonna reset on that one. You can still attack, and your opponent is paralyzed, and there's nothing you can do about it if you don't have a full heal or a way to escape it.
Oh jeez.
Pokemon TCG is fun sometimes. All right.
It's a wild speedrun, that's for sure.
It is. This is going, yeah. So this is Rod. I hesitate to talk any smack to him because I've been burned way too many times in marathon runs to saying like, oh, this is the easiest member of the Grandmaster. He's basically Lance, except, you know, he's not good. But we'll see. Okay, I'm not worried about Charmander because Charmander has no fire energy, so he can't do anything about Charmander. Okay, he doesn't have Charmeleon because otherwise he would have been trying to set up, give energy to one particular Charmander. I'm curious to see. Ah, beautiful. Yeah, we just won the duel. We just won. Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's so Jober for him. Because he has Charmeleon, he has Charizard technically, so that is a threat. However, he does not. His deck is not good at all. He's got the lands thing where like he basically like, oh, like these Pokemon they're like dragons. So you know, we only have one dragon type Pokemon in Gen 1, so might as well try to do something. Construct the deck out of nothing. His legendary Pokemon is Dragonite, which all it does is just heal like 30 HP from like a random Pokemon. It's not really that good. You almost will never get to see it. Anyway, here's Ronald. So Ronald is a dirty cheater because, okay, his deck is mainly comprised of the evolutions and 2 copies of every single that this man just this man just made the misplay of the century. You didn't see it was blink if you miss it. He traded away Articuno and went into Vaporeon.
What?
This man made the most colossal misplay of the century. Yeah, we won. This is the champion, by the way. We just beat the champion.
That's...
Congratulations, Ronald. You played yourself. That was for Magnemite. Time is coming up in about 20 seconds. So here's the fun thing about Ronald's deck. He's got Moltres, he's got Articuno, he's got Zapdos. Articuno and Zapdos, water and lightning type. Guess what he doesn't have? Water and lightning type. Meaning Zapdos and Articuno, once they are played, literally cannot attack. They literally cannot attack. At all. So anyway, time's coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, time.
Jeez. I'm about 57.5 and change. GG's to you, GG's to Ronald throwing on that one.
He absolutely threw. I cannot explain. So, I've seen this happen every once. So, the rule about bosses having at least 2 basic Pokemon also extend to the Grandmasters and Ronald. And the legendary Pokemon are basic Pokemon. Theoretically, Ronald, we've had instances where Ronald only has an Eevee and a legendary Pokemon. And what he will do is what you just saw. Trade away the Articuno or the Zapdos or the Moltres to get an evolution for turn 2. And if our hand is good enough, we basically can beat the Eevee with Diglett in 1 turn. And that is the one and only instance. Oh, no, technically there's a couple, but that is generally probably the only way you're gonna reasonably get a 1-turn win against Ronald. And instead we got, what was that? That was 3-4 turns. Still unbelievably good.
So
that was still an unbelievably good Ronald.
That was fantastic. Man, GG's tell everybody who you are, where can they find you, what are you currently playing?
So, first of all, you can find me on Twitch, same name, Toronite. Last week or a couple of weeks ago for an in-person marathon in Pittsburgh, I was actually running this game, but a different category, hard mode, which is essentially you start the game from a corrupted save file where you start the game with 0 cards in your deck. So basically that little RNG manipulation I did at the start of the run to get an extra Hitmonchan. Congratulations! If you cannot hit that RNG manipulation in that category, you literally cannot start the run. You cannot start the run. So I did that. Got marathon world record on that showcase last week. So I've been doing a little bit of that. I've been doing a little bit of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I'm a big Spyro fan. I love running the Reignited and the OG PS1 trilogy. I also run stuff like Mario Golf, some Gran Turismo, some PS1 games, some golf games, and also Ghostland Yard, which in about a little over 2.5 weeks, Halloween night, I will be running Ghostland Yard for GD Queer, which I am so excited about. It's gonna be a fantastic time. Ghostland Yard, you had never heard of it. Think Super Meat Boy, but it's a cute little ghost, and it is a love letter to speedrunning. It is a fantastic. I highly urge you all to check out Ghostland Yard for that run, as well as the rest of the GD Queer schedule. It is schedule. And also, one other thing, I'm currently working on a video getting into a foray of original speedrunning content, where I'm going to be taking a look at different aspects of some of the games I run, including something with Amanda, which you kind of saw, the Water Club trainer with Scyther and Wigglytuff inexplicably as her aces. So hopefully at some point this month I will get into it. So I will release that onto YouTube. So yeah. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, Toronite, and I don't remember the full name convention of Blue Sky handles. But anyways, that about does it for me. Thank you so much, Oscar, for having me on. It was a wild ride. It was definitely an adventure for sure. But I am it's almost 1 a.m. here, and I'm all jazzed up. So yeah, thank you so much, Oscar. I greatly appreciate having me on, and also Chad, thank you for being such a wonderful chat.
No, thank you for being on here, and I agree with Chad. Fantastic commentary. It takes a lot to be able to play a game or to speedrun a game by itself, but to speedrun and provide such clear commentary that you did, that is a master stroke of skill right there. So GG's. And thank you for showing off that fantastic TCG run. The nostalgia bomb is real. Yeah. But